Hello everyone, welcome to Screen Scream. I'm Viola. Today I'm going to introduce blockbusters or blockbusters to be, but they have rather lower ratings. I'm not saying that all the movies I'm going to talk about today are not great. It's just that they're not as amazing as the ones that I usually talk about. For example, the newly released ones. Usually when I introduce a new movie, the recommendation ratings I give you are usually higher than 8. But both new movies we're going to talk about today are only about 7. But actually one of them seems very interesting. I personally really want to watch it. Anyway, let's listen to the introduction of the first new movie we're going to talk about today, and you can decide. About family. Han Mok-ok runs a popular dumpling restaurant that always has a waiting list that is full. He has made a fortune from running his restaurant for decades. But one thing missing in his life is that his only child, Han Mun-sok, has become a monk and will not have grandchildren. One day, two children appear in front of Han Mok-ok's restaurant, and they insist that their father is Han Mun-sok. The first new movie we're going to talk about today is a Korean movie, and from the introduction you can tell that it's probably a very funny comedy. And usually comedies don't get very high ratings even if they're very funny. So you get what I mean. The movies I'm going to talk about today probably would be blockbusters, but they're not going to win an Oscar or something. But they're good picks for a happy weekend activity, just like this one, About Family. About Family was starred by Lee Seung-gi. He's the son in this movie, which is Min-sok. Actually, filming About Family is a dream come true for Lee Seung-gi. He can finally cooperate with an award-winning actor. He has always been a fan of Kim Myung-sok. He said that he has watched a lot of his works before, but this is his very first time to co-star with Kim Myung-sok. And he learned a lot of details from Kim Myung-sok as well. So he felt that the shooting side is actually an educational side for him. I can tell, as an actor, you definitely want to cooperate with other famous actors. And this is definitely one of the greatest opportunities he's ever had filming a movie. If you're familiar with director Yang Woo-sok, you will know that he has tested filming the shoot down of submarines, shouting at a court, or using guns. It was very exciting for him to do such things when filming a movie. You know, that's also the reason why I always want to become an actress. Because you get to experience other people's lives and you can do things that you probably would never do in your life. That's exciting, isn't it? But while filming About Family, director Yang Woo-sok really wants to depict some relaxing and warm story. And that's the reason why we see a story about family. Well, the movie is called About Family anyway. So if you like Korean movie or you really think you need a laugh this weekend, I think About Family is a good choice. And now let's move on to the second new movie I'm going to talk about today. The Amateur. When his supervisors at the CIA refuse to take action after his wife is killed in a London terrorist attack, a decoder takes matters into his own hands.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Charlie,
Our second new movie today is a Canadian one. From the introduction, you can tell it's an action. And I really want to watch this movie because I think the story seems fascinating and it's starred by one of my favorite actors. If you check the plot or the trailer, you would think that this movie is a Taken and Born Identity crossover. So if you like these two movies like me, you probably will love The Amateur. It's directed by British director James Harvis, starred by Rami Malek, the Emmy Award-winning actress Rachel Brosnahan, award-winning actor Lawrence Fishburne from the Matrix series, Adrian Martinez, Holt McCallany from Night Road, and Juliana Nicholson. What's interesting about The Amateur is that our protagonist is an amateur when it comes to chasing bad guys. He's not very powerful in terms of strength, and he's not very athletic. But his technological expertise actually becomes his infinite weapon, and he will do whatever he can in order to achieve his goals. Actually, the audience is very familiar with Rami Malek being a high-tech protagonist. So for his fans, he's just reviewing this signature image in this movie. But he's going to have some action scenes for the very first time. So it's pretty amazing to watch. But also, through the explosive emotions of losing his beloved wife, the sadness and hatred, you can tell that he's an Oscar-winning actor. Besides, with The Amateur, this is his very first time to be a movie producer. Well, Rami Malek is just very talented. If you like him as I do, I highly recommend you to watch The Amateur. It's an action movie, and the recommendation rating is at least 7, so you won't feel disappointed, and you probably will have a thrilling 2-hour period. Now it's time for Top 007. What we have this week is a lot of new faces, but before we move on to that, let me review what we had from last week first. Top 3 was A Working Man, Top 2, Mickey 17, and Top 1, Disney's Snow White. Let's listen to Top 7 to Top 4, see what we have. Top 6, Love Sick.
你怎么那么多天没去学校？
The Woman in the Yard.
When the sun is bright.
Top 5, The Chosen, Last Supper.
We have a problem. Jesus operates entirely outside our...
Top 4, 17, Right Here, World Tour in Cinema. Wow, all the movies from Top 7 to Top 4 this week are new faces. So let me go through all of them bit by bit. First of all, we have 2 Top 6. One is Love Sick. This is a Taiwanese movie, and it's a comedy, I would say. It's about teenage love. They're high school students. And a lot of critics have said that this is probably the best Taiwanese movie so far this year. The other Top 6, The Woman in the Yard. This is a horror movie, but it's not going to be released in Taiwan any soon yet. And I guess it's because there aren't many horror movies out there in the theater right now. So The Woman in the Yard is pretty popular in the US. But again, I guess you can call it a blockbuster, but it doesn't really have a high rating. So it's only for people who love horror movies. Top 5, The Chosen, Last Supper. Actually, this is a series. I don't know why, but one of the marketing propagandas of this series is that they put it in the theater. And I guess it's not very popular in Taiwan, so it's not in the theater in Taiwan. But if you do watch The Chosen, Last Supper, I'm pretty sure you will like to watch it in advance before it's on the streaming service. Last but not least, 17 Right Here World Tour in Cinemas. It's a concert movie of a Korean idol group. I think it's a trend now that many Korean groups, whenever they have a concert, they make it into a movie and put it in the theater to make money once again. But I mean, Taylor Swift did that too. But Taylor Swift one is really good. I even put it in my all-time list. So if you really like K-pop or you just want to enjoy a concert, maybe 17 is a good choice. Now let's move on to top 3 to top 1. Top
In the
3,
overworld,
a Minecraft movie.
anything you can dream about, you can create.
So they built all this?
Yeah, most of it.
Top 2,
Time to
Disney
restore our
Snow White.
kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, someway.
Top 1, a working man.
Levin, was that some military shit?
Hey, you didn't see anything.
Just get my back if I ever need it.
I would say all 3 movies from top 3 to top 1 match the criteria today. They are blockbusters. They rank top 1 to top 3 on the box office chart anyway. But all of them don't have a high rating. I personally want to talk about a Minecraft movie because this is the only one among these 3 that I've seen. And I've talked about A Working Man last week. But because I think a Minecraft movie is at least entertaining, I think it will stay on the chart the next week. So let's talk about Disney Snow White. I don't know how long it will stay on the chart. So let's start. I think before the movie was actually released, everyone was looking forward to the Bad Queen that Gal Gadot played. But after the official release, everyone's saying that the Queen is the worst part of the movie. Well, maybe not the worst part, but Snow White is the best part of the movie. In order to prepare for the audition, Gal Gadot spent a month for it. Because this is a musical, she had to be very hardworking to prepare for it, the singing part especially, to get the role. In previous interviews, Gal Gadot said that she thinks the Bad Queen is very pretty. Well, she is pretty, but she's very evil, and she has magic, and she has to sing a lot of songs. So it was very interesting for her to shoot the movie. Well, maybe it was interesting for her, but it's not that interesting for people who go watch it. Actually, Disney has done a lot on reversing the original images, or should I say impressions of the protagonist. And a lot of people have been criticizing it. But not only that, Disney actually also presented the inner child of the antagonist. For example, Magnificent by Angelina Jolie. Like, she even has her own movies, 2 episodes even. And if you've been following any Disney news, you will know that there's going to be a brand new land in Disneyland in the US. It's going to be a villain land. I'm not sure if this is what it's going to be called. It's so difficult to pronounce. But you know, there are a lot of people who love villains out there. So actually, this is a good news for people who love villains. But I guess if Gal Gadot's Queen isn't that good, maybe she won't have her own movie. What do you say? Well, that concludes this week's episode. These are blockbusters, yes, but their rankings are not high. So if you only want to watch blockbusters and you don't mind whether it's a good movie or not, I think you can go watch some movies that I talk about in this episode. But anyway, I will see you next week. I'm Viola. See you. Bye bye.